you would have told me that we were going to, sweep Pepperdine, I would never have believed that. But I'm glad we did. I liked this match because it was extremely competitive all the way through. And the most interesting thing about this was that as we watched film on Pepperdine, I thought, they have some vulnerabilities in the service receive. We won this game in the serving, passing, and lack of error categories, because they had more kills than we did. But we didn't make hitting errors, and we didn't make serving errors, and we served tougher than they did. And with the exception of that little run, we had 3 errors in a row in set 2. Other than that, we were really good as a serving team, and caused them a lot of problems and created hitting error situations for their attackers. Now, we can be better than this, because I don't think this was a great blocking match for us, because we were on our assignments, but not. These guys have really fast arms. They know how to use blockers. I don't know if you guys know what I mean by that, but they just whack at them and get kills, and they did it a lot, and it was frustrating. You could probably, if you watch me in the last 10 points, it was kind of driving me nuts. But the point is, though, when you're ahead of somebody and you side out effectively and you just don't let them score on you, it doesn't really matter, And that's what we did in game 1, and then then we gave up. What did we give up? A 6-point run in game 3. Otherwise, we would have smoked these guys. And so, this was a really good match for us. We grew a lot today, and look at game 3. We hit 448. They hit 364. I mean, that's a battle. That's a war, and we came out on top. So that's just really good competing by us, and I'm very pleased. But are we where we want to be? No, we got to get better.
You said coming into this weekend you needed a signature win.
Yeah.
This would qualify, would it not?
This would certainly qualify. It would qualify, but I'd like to get 2 more wins this weekend. I think we can do it. I think that would be a really nice way to go into the UCLA match.
Izzy, can you talk a little bit the way they swing with ill intent, I think, their offense, the way that they kind of swing. Can you talk about the way the defense played tonight?
That's a tough question, I think. I don't know. I don't even think I didn't even dig that much or anything, but I know that we made some adjustments to one of the lefty that wasn't playing, or she didn't play. She played the first set. We were always on goal. I don't know if you guys know that, but we shift to the right. I don't know. Basically, we're just trying to stay on our feet and pick up everything that we can. That's probably not a very good description of that, but I honestly don't know.
But does it kind of drain on you in the back row a little bit when they're swinging that hard all the time? And does it keep you more alert, I guess, in your defensive sets?
Yeah, I mean, I always have to be alert. I mean, that's my job, and I was a little more tired today because I feel like I'm breathing through a straw right now. So, but I mean, that's my job, and I have to be alert all the time. So, I mean, I don't think it was anything out of the ordinary.
Megan, Tom mentioned that they kind of make it difficult to block them. What were you guys seeing on the court, and how was it like to handle that for you?
Well, I guess it's personally very frustrating because usually we're getting more blocks. And like he was saying, we were on our assignments, but I wasn't getting my hands over fast enough. So there's a couple that snuck through me and Dana, and I feel like if I would have just put my hands over a little bit faster, I probably could have got the block. So I mean, it's really frustrating, but I think we were able to pick up some of the balls that we didn't, that went around the block.
Can you talk, I think in this match, the biggest lead you ever had was 4, the biggest lead they ever had was 2. So it was close all the way throughout. Can you explain what that does, how, I guess, how you stay focused in a match like that, how it kind of keeps you involved, knowing that just little swings are coming?
I think going into this game, we knew it was going to be like that. We knew it wasn't going to be a blowout, you know, or that we wouldn't ever have like a huge comfortable lead. So I think we just went in knowing that it was going to be a battle point for point, meaning that every single point matters. So I think knowing that, it makes it easier to stay focused every point, just knowing that if you give up one, that could be the game.
And I was just gonna say, I think it's a lot more exciting too when you actually earn that point too, because then it gets you more fired up, and it's going back and forth. It's such a battle.
And I think like this match, out of all of them, even when we were losing at times, sometimes we tend to freak out a little bit. I think this match we stayed more composed than we've ever done this year. So I thought that was really cool.
You know, that third set, how much do you guys want that to finish off the sweep? You are trying to make it sweep.
I'm actually thinking, I just want to win. I just want to win, like passing the ball, I just want to win.
And that's a hard feeling, because that's exactly how I felt going into the third game, because this is such a huge win for us. But at the same time, we need to remember that we have to be patient through that third set, because it's still 25 points, you know? You can't win it any quicker than that. So I think we just kind of reined in our craziness and put it towards playing.
You can't like hope for points. Sometimes when you're in that situation, you're like, okay, let's hope she puts it down, or we get a good pass. We hope to do things. Now we stayed composed and we like finished the set.
Earlier over the last weekend, you talked about kind of lacking production from the right side. Did Kelsey give you more of what you're looking for? Left side.
Yes, this was her best game. This was her best game. And she hit 217, and that's not an incredible number, but I liked what she was doing with the out-of-system stuff that she couldn't get kills on. She was still doing good things with that. She was not making, she had one bad error today. One. The other three were pretty aggressive. And she had 9 kills and 3 kills a game. I'd take that any day from that position. And, you know, the other thing that was interesting, first of all, Dana was over their setter in this first set, and they switched that. They flipped their lineup. But Dana, what, do you have 7 kills in the first set or something? It was
I don't know.
insane.
And see Dana.
What?
6 kills.
6 kills. You know, and then they made that switch, but I think Dana felt some mojo, you know, and she was really hitting high and hitting well, and that's as good. I mean, if you look at this performance by her, I'm trying to think of another high-quality match that she's played this well in, ever. I don't know that I remember one. I think this is the best one ever. And so anyway, I thought that was great, and I thought Meg found a way to get kills. She was good early, then they started focusing on her and blocked her a couple times, then she just found a way to sort of ham and egg it, you know, to get a couple of Meg and Plourde kind of in the corner kills. She hits it to the corner, she tips it, and then they had number 18 on her in the third game, which was a mistake on their part, because she just cannot hang with Meg. So.
And you did say that you thought your middles were going to be particularly important in this game with theirs.
And then they ended up, they paid a little more attention to them than I thought. And they really paid a lot of attention to Bree Page. But Bree had 2 silly throw out of bounds deals that she normally doesn't do.
You'd also made comment that you thought at times this year your team had gotten a bit, I think, chaotic in tough stretches. You didn't see that tonight, obviously, because you hung tough in the tough points and sided out well. Did you see a major improvement in that set?
Major. We're doing way better in that. It was a great, in that regard, we were handling the ball well, getting the ball in the positions where we could get swings. I remember only 2 or 3 free balls that we had to give away, which, you know, I bet they were for a game against Wichita State. So it's way better.
Can you talk a little bit about that, Izzy, how you guys stayed so composed tonight as opposed to maybe other nights?
Well, I mean, after last weekend when we weren't composed, we basically just, been talking to each other, and we know that we can't win games like that. We have to make a change. So, that's what we did. We're just playing the game. We're just having fun with the game, and even when we were behind, like, that didn't faze us. We know what we can do, and we know how good we can be, and that's what we did here today.
Does this sort of validate that, or give you more confidence going forward after last weekend's tournament, beating a ranked quality opponent like that?
Yeah, you have no idea. After last weekend, I was just like, what? What's going on? We know you can play better than this, So definitely, it gives us a boost for sure.
I think we really upped the level of practice this week too, and we focused on some stuff we really need to get better at, and we pushed ourselves a lot in it, not just coaches wise, but we ourselves. I think that paid off a lot tonight.